Hello everyone, it's Friday. Welcome to Rose and Carter Do the JOB's Tag Team Day. My pick this week is a single wrestler but in tag matches, and in my opinion, the greatest single wrestler to ever do tags. You know, like the greatest tag team partner anyone could ever wish for is Arn Anderson. He's always been like fucking right up there in every tag he's ever been in. Most people remember him for Tully, but there's so much more to him than that, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm not going to go through his whole fucking life because we might do him in a singles fashion at some point. But he started in '82, and these are just some of his tag partners that I could remember off the top of my head. Really, he was in the Stud Stable with Ron Fuller in Alabama. He was Southeastern Tag Team Champion with Pat Rose, my cousin. Go Pat. Crockett with Ole. The Four Horsemen, so he tagged with fucking everyone you can ever imagine there. Flair, Tully, Barry, Sid, Benoit, Roma, Pillman, Mongo, Dean Malenko, Justice, WWF with Tully. The Enforcers with Larry Zbyszko. Bobby Eaton with the Dangerous Alliance. So he would have tagged with Austin and Rude and stuff at the same time there. Stud Stable in WCW with Bunkhouse Buck. And I think he tagged with Terry Funk and stuff in that as well. And probably a million more that I couldn't remember. But that's some fucking going. That's like, that's a list of who's who, isn't it? In just teammates.
Yeah.
You know, and all of them pretty fucking high profile sort of main event tags. So, yeah, bouting. What year was your first?
Hang on. I've actually got the year, I think. Yeah, I've got the year.
Some just had the year on, not a date as such, but the year.
Yeah, this one's got, my first one's got the month and the year. It's from September 85.
Okay, I've got 83. Shall I do my first 83?
Yeah.
This is from Georgia. So this would be Ole's booking, wouldn't it?
I'd have thought so. Yeah.
Georgia in 83. And he's tagging with Matt Bourne, which I didn't know about, hence the reason it's not on my list. You know, because I wrote the list before I watched the matches.
Right, okay.
But yeah, it's Arn Anderson and Matt Bourne against Pat Rose, who he's previously tagged with, and somebody by the name of Mike Starbuck. Probably likes coffee. Rose proper shining at the start on Arn. Bourne's tagged in, fucking grounds Rose straight off. Starbuck comes in after Rose gets away, and then they cut this Starbuck off. It's clearly like Starbuck's the no name, so they're just going to batter him, but they're letting Pat Rose shine a bit. You know what I mean? They're not giving Pat Rose the the abuse, but fucking this Mike Starbuck gets you in the ass. Arn Anderson with a shitload of heat then on his own on this Starbuck. So good at tag moves, isn't he, Arn? Little things that they are little things, but they're really good. Like he tags Matt Bourne and then drop toe old Starbuck to keep him in the corner.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's fucking brilliant. Anyway, Rose gets the tag in. He fires up. He's fucking boffing Bourne all over the shop. Arn cuts him off with the old boot. Boom. Comes in with a backbreaker. Apparently the team's called Destruction Inc.
Right.
I could have got that wrong, but I just got that off the commentary.
All right. Okay.
I've heard that wrong, but it was something like that anyway. Small package by Rose, but Bourne cuts that off. There's a big fuck off suplex by Bourne. Rose is always staying alive. Arn's tagged in. Backdrop on Rose. Somehow he manages to crawl back to his corner and tags young Starbuck back in, who's instantly fucking clocked. Starbuck don't get fuck all in this. Starbuck, I noticed as well, right? Starbuck's like right in the corner. He's clearly been told, this Starbuck, who's must be a bit green, to reach for a tag or fucking at least make attempts and blah blah blah. Starbuck's fucking 10 feet away from the fucking corner and he's like hanging his arm out, but he's like 8 miles away. The finish was right good. Never seen anything quite like this either. So Bourne's on the middle rope. Arn Anderson does like a slingshot. Starbuck's on his back, legs, fucking arm falls back. So up he comes, and then Bourne comes off with the line.
All right, yeah.
It's simple, but it's pretty cool, isn't it? I don't think I've seen that before. But yeah, it was pretty good. And, I like studio wrestling, and that was where it was. Yeah, Matt Bourne, I chose that because I like Matt Bourne. I didn't know they tagged. And it seemed like they were, a regular team. Yeah, winner.
Cool. Right, well, mine, I've kind of fucked up on the order because they've all got the year and the date and whatever. But I'll go through them in order I've watched them. So basically, like I got the first one, but the very last one that I've done should have been second, but it's last. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking because I knew when it should have been, but I don't know, just the way I watched it. But like, fuck it. I watched the first one is actually first from September '85. Ollie and Arn against Buzz Sawyer and Terry Taylor.
How out of place is Terry Taylor in this? Because Ollie and Arn can go, and Buzz Sawyer's a fucking beast, and Terry Taylor's like,
yeah,
Terry Taylor. He's great, but he's just Terry Taylor, isn't he?
Yeah. It's I've wrote a fucking lot for this, like literally 2 pages. They're not fucking A4, mind, just my little pad in it, but still 2 full pages. So,
that's like a homework excuse, isn't it? When you've got to write 4 sheets of paper and you write it on a fucking stamp. And then leave every other line. Right big.
So so Arn and Buzz start with some strong tie-ups and stuff. Early on in the match, Arn hits a sunset, and fucking Buzz is like, the spot where he's going down, but instead of fucking going down with the sunset, he leans forward and fucking bites Arn right on the schnoz. Or the fucking head or something. But it was a pretty cool spot, to be fair. Buzz and Terry is obviously the faces, but yeah, that was quite a good spot. Bites him right on the fucking bonds. And then fucking Ollie comes in. Again, some strong tie-ups with Buzz. Ollie takes the head. They work into the corner and a real struggle. It's like it looks like a real fight. Like, I'm sure it fucking was a half shoot, to be fair here. Because, like, Ollie and Buzz just going around the ring, real fucking...
I wrote that about some of these other ones later on. Not the first one so much, but some of the later ones. They were never smooth or fucking, pretty in any way, but they were all convincing.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be fucking, all bloody swanky arm drags and fucking smooth as silk.
That's it.
You believed it all. There was like no structure to any, like the second one I watched. There was no structure whatsoever. There was people all over the shop and fucking boots flying, but it's meant to be a fight, isn't it?
Yeah, and it goes back to when I fucking read Ollie's book. I've only read it once, but I always remember one thing he said in it. And I think I mentioned to you before, maybe on one of our other podcasts, where he said he can't fucking make you believe that like wrestling's real, but he can make you believe what he's doing is real, and that's like literally what it is. Like, he fucking Ollie was, as people can say, he was a bit bland and that, but he looked legit. Like he really did. Arn as well, like, So yeah, so when Buzz and Ollie are in, they're going around the ring, fucking literally looks like they're fucking having a fucking schoolyard type scrap. That's really what it looks like. So they do some stuff. They get into the corner. A real struggle. They work towards Buzz's corner, and there's a blind tag to Terry. A couple of arm drags by Terry. Ollie gets to the ropes and then gets fucking Arn back in. Terry goes for the arm on Arn, like a lot of arm stuff. Buzz is in, and then they goes for the arm on Arn. Terry finally comes in, but like they kind of work as heels, like Terry and Buzz. I mean, Buzz is always fucking that character anyway, so he's not gonna.
Buzz is, loose cannon, isn't he?
Yeah, so
Buzzsaw. That was his thing, was it? Buzzsaw?
Yeah, I think it was it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but something like that. But he was fucking crazy, weren't he, Buzz? And so they do a spot where behind the ref's back, Terry comes in, but there's no tag. They just do the whole clap, like, you know, clap the hands, so they fucking switch like a heel spot. And then so they do that, and then it's all arm work on Arn. Then they do a running spot where Buzz arm drag. Then again, there's a point where they do the same situation before. I don't know if it worked out, like if it's just a coincidence, but it was quite clever because they do the no tag thing again, but they didn't slap hands this time. So when the ref turned round, he fucking got him back out the ring. He's like, "What?" So I don't know, like it was quite clever how it worked because like fucking I didn't hear anything, like, you know what I mean. But they actually didn't slap hands. So it kind of made sense in that way. Like, well, you can't just fucking, you know what I mean. Whereas before I heard it, so I don't know. It fucking made sense to me watching it, like, you know. So so yeah, so there wasn't a slap that time. So yeah, Terry comes in, but ref gets Buzz. Yeah, ref tells Buzz to come back in because he didn't hear the fucking thing or whatever. Then they tag. Where are we now? So oh yeah, Terry's got Arn on the floor. This is quite a good spot, real simple and fucking real heelish. So Terry's got Arn on the floor, like wrenching his arm in some sort of fucking arm bar. Arn gets to the ropes, so he does break it, but then Arn just fucking punches him right in the mouth, like fucking just on the floor, just fucking wallops him. Fucking, and then yeah, it's real simple. Then he gets Ollie back in. Where we now see? Hang on. Yeah, Terry switches fucking momentum, takes control of Ollie, then tags Buzz back in. Fucking like you were saying earlier, like no structure. There's not really a structure to it. It's just a bit fucking back and forth, a bit here and there. Like I thought the heat was coming earlier when he fucking punched Terry right in the mouth, but like he got back in control. But tags Buzz in, then Terry comes back in, then the heat starts on Terry. So I thought it was going to start a bit earlier when he got fucking walloped in the fucking schnoz, but it didn't. Trying to see where we are. Oh yeah, I think the fucking if I remember rightly, the actual hot tag was pretty good. I have to try and remember how it goes because I've only wrote little bits here and there. So fucking yeah, Taylor's taking the fucking heat, obviously. So it's like he's fighting back on Arn. Arn fucking as he's fighting back on Arn kind of falls back and fucking tags like Ollie to come in. So as he's fucking falling back, he's tagged Ollie, but he's grabbed Terry's ankle as well. But he's too late, and fucking Terry reaches up and tags Buzz. So it's kind of like not, yeah, it was real pretty like intricate kind of spot, and it was like well, simple, but it looked really like it flowed well. But yeah, Buzz comes in, fucking starts cleaning house and beating the shit out of everyone. To be fair, he whips Ollie into the corner, charges at him, but Ollie moves and he fucking posts himself. That's fucking. Then that starts a second lot of heat on Buzz now. So Buzz is taking some fucking heat all on the shoulder. Sunset by Buzz on Arn. Oh yeah, so he does the sunset on Arn, but fucking Ollie gets the tag. You know, as Arn's fucking staggering. Arn goes down, but the ref's not counting because he's got the fucking blind tag with Ollie. I always like that spot. It's quite common in old matches, but it's fucking, you know, it gets a lot of heat, doesn't it?
Especially if the villain goes down for a time that's long enough to pin him as well, because he's like, "Fuck, I would have had him then."
Yeah, yeah.
The people are thinking, "Shit, you know, that would have been it."
Yeah, yeah. I've also wrote here as well, like there's a fucking. I've wrote like some of the stuff Arn does in the match, like because obviously him and Ollie have like similarities, but they're also a bit different with certain things. And I think that I've even wrote here like Arn was in to do the fucking not like that intricate, but more like the fucking spots, like up over this, that, and that. And Ollie just came in to fucking punch you in the head, like basically like the fucking totally.
Like,
Yeah,
Arn was the good boy doing the fucking young man's work.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Ollie's
you can't blame him for that.
well, yeah. So, yeah, I've even wrote that down here. Then there's a double down. Fucking Terry comes in, rams fucking the Andersons into each other. Then the finish comes with a waistlock roll up by Terry on Arn, but fucking as he's pinning, he's got the waistlock roll up on Arn, but as he's pinning him, Ollie just comes up behind Terry and just fucking throws him over the top rope for a DQ, and that's the finish of the match, which is really cool. At the end of it, my very last words on the match was fucking brilliant. That's literally like what I put because it was so good, and the crowd were loving it. And just trying to, it was for the, I'm sure it was for the belts. Yeah, it was for the tag titles, and it was at the fucking studio as well.
National tag team champions they were at that point because at that Great American Bash, the Ringmasters one,
Right, yeah.
that video, it was the Andersons against Buzz and Dick Slater, wasn't it?
Right. Okay.
National tag titles.
And it's from the studios as well. And I love that fucking studio setup. Right.
Yeah. Anywhere with a studio is fucking brilliant. That's why I'm looking forward to the USWA we do next Wednesday. It's like that, they're always studio stuff. It's fucking brilliant.
I love them. Like I always have like preferences of like when you're watching shows, I always have preference like where I prefer like to watch shows. And I also when I run shows or when I wrestle on shows, I've always got like fucking like I love town halls, but I ain't a fan of like wrestling in theaters. I just find it a bit like some are all right, but I just don't like just I don't know. It's just a theatre feel. It feels like
leisure centres here used to be the big thing, didn't it? And you lose so much atmosphere in those really high fucking because they're made for playing fucking badminton in, not entertainment.
I'm not.
So the sound's not the same. I don't mind a theatre, to be fair. They're difficult to do because you're higher up and the ring's higher up. So
I feel like
that's quite hard.
Sometimes I feel like I'm fucking 17 miles away from the fucking crowd. Like, you know, just because I've wrestled in loads of theatres, especially up like Newcastle way, and I just felt like the crowd interaction was fucking shit because they were miles away. You had the stage.
You can't see them.
Eh?
You can't see them because the stage lights are really bright.
Yeah, like
see the first fucking 2 or 3 rows at best.
Yeah, and
no, I don't mind the theatre, but centres that much as you know, like 2000, 2001, wrestling was fucking booming here, and all the leisure centres were fucking packed all the time. You know, 800 people in them, and they were, you know, they should have been buzzing, but the atmosphere just wasn't the same because there were such open buildings.
Yeah, I mean, I like smaller venues like working men's clubs, but I'm not a fan of like tables, like separating the fucking. So when we run shows, I always get all the fucking tables and put them to the sides because I like the fucking like the rows, like you know, like the fucking to make it like an actual venue rather than because when we done Bridge Spa, like great venue, one of my favorite venues, but I fucking hated the tables around them because it's like
people, like it's a great venue, but it is like a big social club, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're like tables, and it's like the atmosphere was really good and stuff at times, but it just didn't look like a fucking wrestling show. It just looked like they were there to watch a fucking comedian or whatever.
As a venue as well, the Bridge Spa, it didn't go far back, but it was longer, wasn't it? Like the stage was on the longer side, where most of the time the stage is on the shorter side and have a longer venue. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I like Bridge Spa. I remember the first day that it was done there, that they did there. And I was like, fucking hell, you know, where have you brought us now? Like a couple of weeks ago, we were in fucking Tin Pot Social Club, and now we're in here, like looking at the fucking intricate ceiling and all that. Fucking whole different world, isn't it?
Yeah.
My next one is not the best tag match ever, but it's got to be one of the fucking most over I've ever seen ever. Like the fucking hottest, most rabid fucking crowd. NWA 1986 from March. It was on Worldwide, so this is on TV as well, right? You've got the national television champion Dusty Rhodes and Ronnie Garvin with Baby Doll against the world TV champion Arn Anderson and the world champion Ric Flair. Like, fuck me, it don't get much bigger than that in 1986, does it?
Nah.
And they are loud as fuck. and Flair and Garvin start, and they're just chopping the fuck out of each other. And then Ron's all over fucking on Flair then, like just chopping the shit out of him. The pops are fucking immense. And they're going nuts, like proper throwing the babies in the air and fucking squealing. Dusty and Flair in then a load of arm exchanges. Arn gets tagged in, but he's in the corner. You know, like Dusty's in the corner and he fires up on both of them.
Right, yeah.
Couple of left jabs to Arn, and one of them big fuck off Dusty Rhodes fucking spinny army elbows. Brilliant. Boom, the place just fucking unglues. Davey Crockett and Tony Schiavone's commentating. Tommy Young's the best referee ever. Ronnie Garvin with a sleeper on Arn Anderson right early on, to be fair. We're only a few minutes in. Arn backs him to the corner, and then Flair cuts Ron off. Reverse the whip on Flair. Flair gets backdropped as per standard. Dusty and Ronnie are cheating like fuck. They don't give a shit. No, fuck the rules. The commentary team mention that the Four Horsemen have recently, you know, this is like Dusty Rhodes' big return after the Four Horsemen broke his leg. So Dusty's like right getting revenge now, and he's wrapping fucking Flair's leg around the post and all sorts of shit. I've written no structure, but this is beautiful. Dusty with the figure four on Flair. Arn Anderson breaks it up. And, when you say normal matches is a fucking strange word because there's no such thing, or there shouldn't be such thing, although otherwise wrestling would be boring, wouldn't it? But there's normally like a build up to the finish, or there's, a hot tag and pop and blah, blah, blah. But there was none of that shit. There was the figure four. Arn broke that up. Flair was just getting up, selling his knee. In comes Ronnie Garvin, fucking punches him in the snout. Fucking proper KO's Flair. And that is it. That's the pin. Ronnie Garvin pinned the world champion. Dusty pinned the world champion.
Yeah.
That's the story that they're telling. It was just a payback for the leg thing. And, I suppose Ronnie was 87, he was world champion, wasn't he? So, that was leading to that. This is March, though, so it's quite a way yet. But, like, big names and no structure. And it was fucking, if you look at it from a wrestling purist point of view, it's a fucking mess. But it's just a beautiful thing. And the most, fucking just electric. The crowd was like, you're never going to see anything like that ever again. Ever.
See, that's one of the reasons. It's not like a big reason, but it's one of the reasons where I fucking love wrestling from back then. And because the fucking fans were fucking amazing. Some shows you watch, it's just like they're fucking so lively, you know what I mean? And it's like it just adds to it, you know what I mean? You don't fucking have people there. Like, because one of my things is this as well. Like, when I look at like fans in venues today, whether it's big WWE shows or just fucking independent shows or whatever, like, obviously you want to go there and fucking take photos, but you don't want to be there like all fucking night on your phone taking photos because you're fucking not enjoying the experience. You know what I mean? Obviously, like back then, you didn't have your fucking camera phones and stuff. But even if you did, like, you just can't enjoy the experience if you're there fucking taking it and then posting it on fucking Instagram. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. But they're there, literally, they're there for the action. They're there to fucking watch it. And you know what I mean? To enjoy it. And you can tell by fucking watching these old shows from like the 80s and that, the crowd are just fucking, you don't get that. Like,
I think the fans knew how to be fans. They were happy to be fans.
Yeah.
Comfortable being fans because they didn't want to do it themselves because it was an art form that they didn't know how to do. No. They might have thought it was legit because the wrestlers look legit. Like now, when wrestlers are fucking 4 stone, they're not legit because 3 kids in the fucking first row could probably batter them anyway.
Yeah.
So there's no intimidation factor. You know, when you've got 2 big ass heels, you ain't gonna fucking, you're gonna have that respect, but you're gonna boo. Like I remember as a kid, I was sat. That was a theatre. I was sat on the stage, a theatre in Worcester, and A-Stacks walked past, and I took a picture, right, on me long red camera that I used to have, fucking cha-ting, and it's a great picture because the light's coming through at the back as well, and it's like he's sort of half in the picture. It's a really good picture. I've still got it now, and like the rings in the background, the lights coming through, and he's there, and then he looked at me and went, "What are you looking at?" And I was like, "Nothing." Like I was intimidated. You should be by these fucking big villains, right? And there's none of that now because the wrestlers are so, and they're seen as fucking ballet dancers, and they're people that you go up to after and go, "Oh, what a great performance." It's looked at in a different light.
It is, and
there was good guys and bad guys, and now the bad guys are still seen as bad guys, but they're not bad because they're not legit enough to be bad.
And
am I looking into it too much here?
No, but I mean, you see a lot of wrestlers like now, like if they were, sitting in the crowd, they wouldn't look out of place, and that's the thing. Like, you know what I mean? Because
even to what they're wearing in the ring.
Mm.
They could have walked straight from the fucking skate park.
Yeah, but no,
it's true. I'm not saying I'm a shooter, but I'm 20 stone, and if you're a dick, I'll punch you in the face. Yeah, or at least have a go. You know what I mean?
In strong style.
I'm not saying I'm fucking Carl Gotch but I'll probably kick you in the dick. Right, what you got next?
Right. Well, I've had a little fucking change of mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you my fourth match just so that they run in order. So this is the one I watched fourth, it is second. So it's not got the year, but it'll be from WWF because it's Arn and Tully against Coco Beware and the Blue Blazer.
That'd be beautiful. Do you know, I considered that myself.
Did you?
So I didn't do a WWF match because out of all the teams that Arn was in, the one with Tully wasn't my fave.
No, it's kind of funny because when I done that top 20 fucking tag teams and I left out the Brainbusters, I know I had people like, "Oh, I thought you'd have put the Brainbusters in there." I put Arn and Ollie. They're pretty high up. They were like maybe 3 or 4 on my list, but I left out Arn and Tully because I prefer Arn and Ollie.
As the Brainbusters, they were there for a year, which isn't a great deal of time. Much as they had the title run and all that, blah blah blah. But all of Arn's teams have been relatively short. But for me, it's been Bobby Eaton. Bobby Eaton's a fucking, if not a par, definitely a fucking second to the greatest tag wrestler of all time. And them two together. And at one point, they were managed by Michael Hayes. Fucking hell, that's 3 of the best team wrestlers ever. As one group. Beautiful.
I think if you put 2, like people always, it's true. You can't just throw 2 guys together and expect them to gel. But if you get 2 of the best fucking tag team wrestlers there's ever been and put them in a tag team, then they have to gel. There's no 2 ways about it. You know what I mean? If you get 2
I'm not. Okay.
Yeah.
It's having 2 people with the same interest. You put 2 stamp collectors together, they're going to talk about the greatest stamps in the world, aren't they? They're going to have a mutual interest.
Yeah. So, no, Arn and fucking Bobby, phenomenal. But anyway, yeah, here we go. Coco and Blazer. So this is fucking pre-high energy, days. But so Arn and Blazer to start.
They're called Blue Energy. Sounds like a Viagra pill.
Arn and Blazer to start. They do some tech here and there. Not long after, there's a bit of a fiasco. I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a fucking great match." This, and it was a really good match. But there's a fucking spot here. It's a good job it happened early on and not at the end. And you think, "Oh, it's fucked up the match." Nah, there's just a little fucking issue at the start. So basically, Blue Blazer gets whipped to the corner. It's quite funny looking back. He gets whipped to the corner, and he does the up and over and on. So and he does it. Arn's not budging. Like Blazer's up in the air. I'm like, so fucking Arn's looking at it, and I'm thinking like Arn's got to be really fucking quick or not move at all because he ain't gonna make that fucker. Anyway, he tries, and Blazer comes down right in his fucking bonds, right in his fucking right on his head. Just looked like he fucking double kneed him right in the fucking cranium. Blazer takes over. I mean, he ain't got no option but to take over because I think he's just fucking gave him a concussion. So he's fucking, Blazer's on. They've just the commentators covered it well. Like he's just come down on his head. Like you know, but yeah. So Blazer's back in control after that. Coco comes in. Coco does a little shine. Then Tully comes in. They do the old fucking Rock and Roll Express spot where Coco's got him in a headlock and fucking who is it? Yeah, he's got Tully in a headlock and Arn's trying to fucking tag him. He kicks the hand away. Then Arn comes in, and then as Coco's got Tully in a headlock, Arn runs in. And he does like a headlock takedown and a head scissors.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
it's
brilliant. And I'm sure they'd have got that from fucking Arn working with Rock and Roll Express. So Arn probably went there and thought, I got a good spot, you know. And that's probably
for a team as agile as Owen and Coco as well.
Yeah, but I've done that a few times. That spot, I love it. Like it's never my idea to do it, but some people I work with or whatever like mention it, and it's like, yeah, fucking, it's a really good spot.
It's a piece of piss to do, isn't it? As long as you know, the other fucking villain's in the right place.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it's a pretty cool spot that. So, yeah. They do that old spot. Then they do a run spot where Tully pulls the top rope down from the outside. Coco goes over the top. Fucking starts the heat. Boom, boom, boom. Blazer gets the hot tag. Cleaning house. There's a beautiful drop kick from the top rope on Tully. Fucking took his head right off of that fucker. Hits a back break on Arn. Then he goes to the top. Arn fucking pushes him off to crotch himself. Blazer crotches himself on the top, and then they finish him with a spike power driver for the win. I thought it was a good match, bar the bots at the start, but yeah, it was really enjoyable. And I thought like Coco and Blazer had a bit of, they had a bit of shit in there, to be fair. But yeah, it was really good. It was a decent match, but I was fucking just watching that up and over, thinking he ain't gonna make that fucker. Ain't no way. I mean, I don't think Arn's the fucking quickest. If it was the other way around, then fucking Blazer had to get there.
Yeah, he managed.
Yeah, fucking right on the dome. But yeah, apart from that, it was a really good match. So yeah, there we go.
I'm in 1990 now for WCW. Arn, Barry Windham, and Sid Vicious versus the Italian Stallion, Tim Horner, and Joe DeFura. Don't know who Joe DeFura is. And he's the, like in the first match where there was Pat Rose and Mike Starbuck, Joe DeFura is the Mike Starbuck of this match. Before the actual match, though, Jim Herd's doing an interview with Ole. I didn't know Jim Herd was such an on-screen character.
No.
But, like, he's saying to Ole that he has to be handcuffed to Ali Gonte at the Great American Bash. So it's all off then, fucking. Cornette and JR are doing the commentary. Arn Anderson and Tim Horner start. They're good friends, apparently, according to Arn Anderson's podcast to this day. Very nice, quick stuff. Tim gets the better of him, drop kick in the end of it. Stallion comes in. Stallion's all good. Getting lots in on Arn. Fucking Stallion's great. Arn tries to kick him. He catches the foot, spins it round, atomic drop, boom. Both sides tag. So Barry's in now. And old Joe DeFura. Joe DeFura's got no hope. He gets fuck all in. Very quickly, Sid's tagged in. He's bouncing fucking Joe DeFura all around the fucking, all around the shop. Randy Anderson's the referee, who is another friend of Arn's, who he used to go to. Randy used to drive Arn around in his younger days.
Right.
I heard that on Arn's podcast that, Randy used to drive him around because they lived close together, and Randy was a wrestling fan, so he got into refereeing through Arn. Running power slam by Barry on this Joe DeFura. Sid comes in. Sid's clotheslines look right fucking odd because he's like clotheslines in with his fucking wrist. you know, what should be a powerful clothesline from Sid is just like, Joe DeFura is fucking struggling like fuck to get back to the corner. Never happens. Arn Anderson comes in, slows it all down like proper deliberate strikes and fucking, you know, the laces to the fucking eyeballs, no wasted motion. He whips this Joe DeFura to the ropes and then meets him at the ropes, but on his knee, so he shoulder blocks him in the derby. That's proper nice, that was. Spine buster, and the finish is Wyndham with the lariat. Yeah, it was good. It had a bit of everything in it, really, because it had the sort of squash, sort of jobby type match with Joe DeFura, but it had like nice technical wrestling with Tim Horner and more powerful stuff with Italian Stallion. So for the 7-minute match that it was a bit of everything. But yet still a TV match. If it weren't for Joe DeFura, it would have been a fucking mid-card, you know, if you would have had George South instead of Joe DeFura, it would have been a mid-card match like. But yeah, it was good.
Cool. Well, I'll go to match 3 now. Right, that's where the fuck are we? Match 3, which is technically match 2 here. Right, so we're off to WCW Saturday night now, September 5th, 92. Arn and Bobby Eaton against the Steiners.
Sounds like a win.
This was I wasn't going to do this one. Like, I like the Steiners and all, but there's quite a few matches. Like, fucking Arn's, like you said, had been in a million tag teams. So cutting it down to 4 is a bit fucking difficult. But I thought I'd go with one that I wouldn't usually go with. So I've gone with the Steiners.
I like the Steiners. I could watch the Steiners, especially from that period. You know, sort of maybe 89, 90 to 92, 93, but 94 even. But they wouldn't be on my list.
No, I think they just missed out on my list. They're legends and they're great. They were a great team, no fucking doubt about that. But they didn't make my top 20.
They were great. They would never be on my list. They just wouldn't make it, and that's not because they're bad, but because there's just 400 other teams that I'd rather watch.
Yeah. So Arn and Scott Steiner start. Fucking Arn grabs the arm and grabs the arm straight away. Then a forearm from Scott Steiner right in the fucking chops. That fucking breaks the hold straight away. Fucking Arn takes over for a bit, goes for a knee drop near the ropes, and fucking, you know, when they're lying like near the ropes and you use like the bottom of the middle rope to like jump and drop a knee on them or something. Done that like fairly early on, and Scott moves and Arn.
Do you know that always worries me? That
what's
because that could go so very wrong.
Yeah,
in my like I'm always fucking shitting myself that you're gonna land on my knee.
Yeah.
Because you can't really pull it, can you?
Do you mean the fucking? You mean when your leg's on the rope?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, this his leg wasn't on the rope here,
Okay.
I know exactly what you mean though. Fucking when he drops his fucking ass on your knee or something.
Yeah. Is it just me that shits himself about that?
No, I mean, I don't think anyone's ever done that on me. I've done it on a few people, but I'll probably I agree.
You're more of a villain though, ain't you? Like me being the baby face, it happens more.
Yeah.
It's not the fact I'm against it. I just think I shy away from it a little bit and try and sort of turn my leg so I know I can bend it in case of an emergency. But that kind of defeats the object of fucking doing it because in essence I'm just bending my leg. So no harm is done, you know. And I want it to look as fucking good as possible. And if they miss it, it looks bent. If I turn it, it looks bent. There's no way around it. And it's me shitting myself and not trusting the other person, which I should do because I do with everything else. But like, I don't want my knee shattered.
You just have to fucking get your knee shattered, wouldn't you? Make it look real. There we go.
Oh, yeah, that's the only option, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? So yeah, no. On this point, what it is fucking Scott's lying, literally. just lying on the mat, like near the fucking bottom rope. So Arn like uses the bottom rope to jump up, and he's just gonna
I see, to give him some height. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
He's just gonna give him like a knee drop to the fucking chest or to the head or something.
Yeah.
Scott rolls out the way, and he ends up kneeing the floor basically. So then they start working on Arn's leg a little bit. Rick's in, ends up with a half crab. Then Scott will come back in and give some fucking more leg work. Finally, Bobby's in, but a tilt-a-whirl slam by Scott. Then a Boston crab. So they're fucking working on the legs of both of them. Rick's back in. There's a lot of fucking tags here. Leg work, fucking on Bobby. Little bits here and there, and then fucking Arn's back in. So literally all 4 guys are in pretty regularly, like, you know, all fucking rotating and stuff. I've put a great spot here. Let's see if I remember what happened. Fucking great, right? So Eaton, hang on, just got to read it. I've put great spot, so it's got to be something special here. Where are we? Eaton's up top. Fucking. Oh yeah, there we go. So fucking Bobby Eaton goes to the top like he's gonna fucking do something. I think Arn's gonna like assist something. So Arn's going over to Bobby, but then Scott throws Arn out the ring as Bobby's still up top. Then fucking Scott goes to Bobby, throws Bobby off the top, but as Bobby's fucking flying through the air, Rick catches him in a fucking power slam, and bosh, fucking beautiful it was. Fucking beautiful. Yeah. Rather him than fucking me, I tell you. But yeah, yeah, it was beautiful. It looked great. Michael Hayes is with Arn and Eaton. Yeah. And like there's some shit on the outside where Hayes like fucking, you know, fucking Scott up, because prior to Scott being on the outside, he'd done that spot with the ring post, like where he charges in and misses, fucks up the shoulder, ends up on the outside, and then Michael Hayes is giving him some fucking shit on the arm and stuff. Working on Scott's shoulder for a while. Oh yeah, it was actually a spinning toe hold by Scott on Arn, and then Arn like kicks him off, goes into the ring post. That's how it like started fucking up his thing, and then ends up on the outside from it where Hayes is like fucking him up and stuff. Trying to see what I fucking wrote here. I write gibberish. It's hard to understand at times. Ian on arms. They go into a double down somehow, but I can't remember how the fuck they go into it. Rick comes in and fucking cleans house. Boom, 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 boom. All 4's in now, and it's all fucking a big schmoz. Rick runs towards Arn, who throws him over the top, but behind the ref's back. So fucking Rick's being thrown off. The finish, though, is fucking brilliant. Yeah. In fact, the finish of this match is really good. The finish of my match after this is fucking phenomenal. But this one, the finish is great. So Rick's oh yeah, so Rick is down. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So the finish is Rick's down on the floor. Fucking Bobby and Arn are both on top. So got to try and fucking envision this. So Rick's down on the floor. Bobby Eaton and Arn are both up top, like they're gonna fucking do a double fucking something or the other. But Scott throws Arn off while the ref's getting rid of Scott. So the referee's getting rid of Scott Steiner. Fucking yeah, he's getting rid of Scott. Bobby, as he's getting rid of Scott, yeah, so just trying to fucking think how the fuck this goes. So hang on, right, where are we? Right, so yeah, Rick's on all 4's on the floor, fucking KO'd, dead. Bobby and Arn both up top, but throws Arn off, fucking off the top. So Arn's just taken the fucking flare bump. Arn's down. Fucking Rick's still down. So that's 2 down on the floor. Fucking referee's getting rid of Scott Steiner now. Like, get the fuck out. As he's getting rid of Scott, Bobby Eaton comes off the top and nails Rick with a fucking leg drop. And he gets out the ring. Arn's obviously been flare bumped. Arn fucking crawls over and makes the pin on Rick. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. Boom. Fucking 1, 2, 3, really good match. It was the number 1 contenders match for the fucking tag titles or something.
Right.
Yeah. It was really good.
Who would have been tag champions then? Just because mine's January '92, and I think it was Dustin and Steamboat at that point.
I don't know.
Wonder who was tag champs then. Yeah, because mine's Jan '92 WCW. Dustin, Steamboat, and Ron Simmons, 6-man team, with Dustin and Steamboat being tag champions against Anderson, Eaton, and Stunning Steve with Paul E.
All right, okay.
Some bouters here. I mean, they're all great. They've all, all great, all done well. But Ron Simmons is clearly out of place. But he doesn't get a lot in this. To be fair, he gets the finish. But it's almost like you stay there, Ron. We'll get to you in a bit, lad. Dustin and Austin start. Dustin's proper being dusty here and fucking elbowing people all over the shop. Everyone comes in and they all get a fucking dusty elbow. Paulie's mouthing off on the phone, that fucking massive phone that he used to have. I love that. Arn versus Dusty with the arm stuff. Dustin fucking sets him off, sleeps, come back, toe hold back on the arm. Dustin in the corner. Like in the match with Dusty, and he fights out the corner when Dusty did. Dustin did exactly the same in this. He clearly was watching the match earlier on YouTube. Arm pushes Dusty. Oh, this is a good bit. Bobby is up on the corner, sort of shouting encouragement. You remember WrestleMania 2 with the Bulldogs and the Dream Team?
Oh, yeah.
And fucking Davey sent Greg Valentine's head into dynamite.
Yeah.
Just like that. Bobby was up on the corner and Arn pushes Dustin into Bobby. Fucking Bobby goes flying out the ring. Boing. He's fucking Sparko. But it's cut the match off and the commentators are putting it over. That's the Anderson trait that they'll do anything. Even put their own bodies at the risk to, fucking get the advantage for the team. Yada yada. Austin and Double A start the heat on Dustin then because Bobby's fucking Sparko. A few minutes later, Bobby's back, but he's sort of staggering around still. I've put people love the old 316 cold kind of shit, but Stunning Steve was fucking brilliant, wasn't he?
Oh, he was, yeah. Very good. Like, I don't think there's a point in his career that I didn't enjoy. Like, I watched him fucking literally go from that. You could say, argue fucking first year in WWF was a bit fucking shady with a ringmaster and that. But, I mean, he was always a fucking...
that wasn't his fault. That was just the position he was put in, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's just fucking... And he made fucking the character that he became his own, So, you got to fucking give him all the credit in the world, really, to be fair.
As far as... if I had a list of matches to watch and I had to watch Stunning Steve and no other option, Steve Austin, Stunning Steve would be the one that I go to. Halloween Havoc 91, I think it was. Him and Dustin in singles match for 15-minute time limit. It's fucking brilliant. Brilliant. You can't fault any of it. It's fucking bouting. Anyway. The Dangerous Alliance are basically dissecting fucking Austin here. Not Austin, fucking Dustin. Proper taking him apart. Dustin's thrown out. Arn Anderson attacks him on the outside of the ring. Steamboat comes round to sort of save him. There's a bit of fucking argy-bargy. But then Austin cuts off Steamboat. So fucking he's out the equation now. Dustin into the post. Clunk. We've not really seen any other baby faces. It's been all Dustin. Again, it's not smooth, but it's a fight. That's what I put. Dustin's on the mat. Arn Anderson goes for a knee. Steamer cuts him off. Steamer is clearly worried about Austin's fucking, I keep saying Austin, don't I? Dustin's, Dustin's fucking fading. He's dying, He's taken all the fucking hammer from these three beasts and the fucking manager. Steamboat keeps coming in to check on him and ref keeps putting him out. Do you know what I mean? It's not like Steamboat's coming in to break up a pin or anything. He's just checking his mates all right. Which is it's very good storytelling, this match. You know, he's worried about his teammate. You know, are we going to be all right for tag team championship matches, kind of thing? And they're putting it over really well on the commentary. Finally, E-Clock's Eaton, Anderson, and Austin fucking bish bash bosh. Now all 6 of them are in. It's a fucking right. It's a battle royal now. The finish: Bobby Eaton up to the top, dives off the top. Ron Simmons catches him, power slam, very much like your Steiners, and that's the pin. Like, there was no real build up to it. It was just all 6 were in. They all sort of clean house a little bit. Eaton gets a fucking eyeball on Ron, up, catch, power slam. After all that, though, Larry Zbyszko comes in, the other member of the Dangerous Alliance, and starts hammering Dustin. They fuck the others off. It's all going on. Barry Windham makes a save. But I think the story there, if I remember right, was they fucked Eaton off in the end, or they fucked Zbyszko off. I think it was the cage match, War Games or something. I can't remember if it was Eaton or Zbyszko, but they fuck them off. The Dangerous Alliance kick them out of the team. But yeah, it was a good one. It was good. It was a storytelling match rather than a match of quality. It told a good story. Yeah. Very enjoyable. Yeah. Your last.
Was that your 4th?
That was my last one.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So my last one is from WCW Saturday Night. I believe it's the 5th of March, 94. You know how the Americans do them fucking dates the wrong way around. Yeah. It's the 5th of March, 94 anyway. And it's Arn and Steamboat against Austin and Regal.
Fucking hell. That's about that. That's like 4 fine grapplers.
They are. A night of graps. Here we go. So we got fucking Steamboat and Regal to start. There's a little running spot and a crossbody by Steamboat, a drop kick by Steamboat. Fucking Regal's like, fuck that. Anyway, Arn comes in, headlock by Arn, works it on fucking Regal still in here. Arn fucking works the head on Regal. Regal breaks it and then goes into a hip toss from Arn. Austin comes in. Fucking Austin nails Arn in the corner. Boom, boom, boom. Fucking Arn fights back. Boom, boom, boom. Then fucking Steamboat comes back in. Arm bar by Steamboat on Austin. You know, all the fucking Steamboat arm work that he likes to do. Finally, fucking Regal comes back in. Steamboat ends up. There's a pretty cool spot here. I've not wrote it down, but I can remember going into the Boston Crab. So basically, fucking Regal's got Steamboat's legs and trying to turn him for the Boston Crab, you know. And you know the spot where the fucking face just like turns and the fucking heel goes flippy. Yeah, that's what they've done. So basically, Regal's trying to put the Boston Crab on Steamboat, who fucking spins round. Regal flips over. Fucking, they go towards each other again. Fucking double leg by Steamboat and puts the Boston Crab on Regal. You know what I mean? So he's got the Boston Crab there. Fucking, they got the manager with him. What's he called? The fucking shady guy with the hat on.
Robert Parker.
No, the other dude. He's fucking like Mr. Fuji's hat. What's he fucking called? It's bugging me now. He's not like one of the fucking like top names, but you'll know as soon as you fucking hear the name. Is it William?
Oh, Sir William.
That's the fucker. Yeah. So anyway,
what's his name? Bill Dundee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got the fucking Boston Crab on. The manager distracts the ref, and then Austin breaks the Boston Crab. Steamboat's taking the heat here. Oh yeah, there's a good little spot here where Steamboat does the up and over. I thought it was going to be the fucking same thing as fucking Blue Blazer, but even though I watched this one before the fucking Blue Blazer thing, but Steamboat goes for the up and over, and fucking Regal catches his legs and then just like drops him on the floor, takes a face bump, which was a pretty cool little spot. What else got here? There's like a false tag and there's some real like near tags as well. but a real smooth match. Like everything's flowing really well. Arn's in. There's no tag. Fucking Steamboat thrown out, and then double teaming. Yeah, double teaming on Arn. Um, they go towards the finish here, and the finish is fucking. The finish was brilliant, like beautiful. But there's a real funny thing right at the end of it as well, which like made me fucking chuckle. I don't know if he did it like I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, but the finish itself was brilliant. So basically, what happened is, right, so here we go. So they double whip Arn, like the fucking heels double whip Arn off the ropes, and they both go down as if they're gonna give him a double back body drop. So as they both go down, Arn fucking sunsets Regal. So as he's sunsetting Regal, fucking Austin's there, fucking holding Regal's hand, you know what I mean, to stop him going down. So as Austin's fucking stopping Regal going down, fucking Steamboat flies off the top over Regal onto Austin for the fucking, and then as he's, like crossbody on Austin, and then Regal goes down with the sunset, so it's like a double pin. Fucking
That's cool.
That's the finish. 1, 2, 3. But what made it even like this? What made me laugh? As you can imagine, the finish was fucking so clever and so well done. 1, 2, 3. The referee's counting Steamboat's crossbody on Austin as fucking as Arn's done the sunset on Regal. But as he's counting 1, 2, 3, like Arn has clearly not even pinning Regal. Like he's literally done the sunset and just rolled away as Regal's still on his shoulders, kicking his legs like that. But you need to watch it because it made me piss myself because like he's counting Austin's pin and like Regal's still like on his shoulders, like on his back, as if he's still in the sunset position. But Arn's not even on him anymore. Arn's like rolled off. And Regal's like kicking his legs, trying to kick out of like a sunset. There's nobody's fucking even touching him. And he's just on his own, like a baby getting his fucking nappy changed or something. He's just on his fucking. But yeah, it made me piss myself. But the finish itself was fucking beautiful, though. Like just such a cool spot involving all 4 people. But yeah, it was just that thing at the end. It was like, fucking hell, that was yeah, Arn's not even on him, and Regal's trying to like kick out. Like it was fucking.
Yeah, there was no way that match was going to be shit.
No.
It's not possible. But on their worst day, that match was still going to be better than, possibly anything else you'll ever watch.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was really all 4 matches were good, enjoyable. They're all like really fun to watch.
Yeah, he's always had good. Arn's always had good people around him, and he's always, he at the same time raised people to his level. I mean, even fucking teaming with Paul Roma, who was never shit, don't get me wrong, but he was at that Paul Roma level. Yet Arn raised him to the point that he was fucking main eventing Clash of the Champions, Paul Roma was never going to main event Clash of the Champions under any other circumstances, was he?
No, and Arn's like one of them guys that if you just want to if you just want to watch some matches of someone and like you might not have seen these particular matches, just put on a fucking Arn match, even if you've not watched it, and you know that you'll probably quite enjoy it. Like, you know what I mean? There's not, everyone's
get your money's worth out of whatever you pay to see him. And
yeah,
they're all different as well. He doesn't do the same thing.
No, I've got like an Arn.
You expect a spine buster and fucking yada yada. That thing that he used to do, that suplex where he went forward, is it Gorebuster or something?
Oh, yeah.
But the matches are so different, and you believed him. He was cautious at the right times. He was a cheat at the right times, but he proved that he didn't have to be a cheat when he could do it properly without cheating. It's fucking brilliant,
I've got like
he was just as vicious as when he was a villain. Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a triple disc, like a DVD set. I think it's 3 discs, of like Arn's like career. Fucking brilliant. One of my favorite sets because it's so good. Like, there's nothing bad on it. It's all good stuff. So,
very good.
Yeah.
Well, it's your team next Friday. Have you got one?
I have got one. We have right. So we're doing a DiBiase on Monday.
Yeah.
and then we're doing your territory on Wednesday, aren't we?
Yeah, USWA Wednesday.
USWA on Wednesday. And then Friday, we touched on him earlier a little bit, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the Hollywood Blondes.
As in Austin and Pillman.
Yeah.
Or Ollie, because there was some before.
There was, yeah, but we'll go with the Austin and Pillman one.
It's a beautiful choice.
It is a beautiful choice. I love Pillman, and like you say, Austin during that period was fucking great. It
was a great time for WCW, I think.
Yeah.
It was just on ITV then as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
So and I've not seen a lot of them either. I've seen a lot of I've seen stuff of theirs obviously, but there's a lot I've not seen that they've done. So it'll be good to. Yeah.
Wicked. So that is next Friday. We'll see people Monday for Ted the $1 Million Man DiBiase. See you there.